Welcome to OSM, Operation Safe Mode. Peace be with you. Just a quick announcement about the importance of using the Sacrament of Reconciliation as we come closer to Holy Week. When we came to Laetare Sunday, it was really a recommitment of the journey that we have taken through prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. We should be at that point where we're ready for the waters of baptism, and we always are renewed in our baptism through the gift of forgiveness and the Sacrament of Reconciliation. For some of you, it's probably been over a year, and maybe some of you even longer because of the pandemic. But it is a good opportunity to use the sacrament this coming week. The Sacrament of Reconciliation always is so rewarding. Rewarding for the penitent, and rewarding for the priest, and sometimes even more rewarding for the priest, as we'll see in this advertisement from our sponsor.
Yes. I'm sorry you have to listen to all that.
And it is okay for you to bring us donuts. Father Raniel and I, as we are hearing confessions, we promise we won't munch on them while you're going to the sacrament. Many people are afraid of the Sacrament of Reconciliation, confession as we like to call it, or even those who are more afraid, the Sacrament of Penance. Those are all part of the sacrament that make it up to be so valuable. Reconciliation is reconciling with ourselves and with our God. The reconciliation part is the examination of conscience that we have to do in order to be prepared well. That examination of conscience is always in the bulletin so that you may read through it prior to coming. Part of that reconciliation is realizing that in our sinfulness we stand away from the love and mercy of God. We call it the Sacrament of Confession because we literally are confessing our sins to Jesus through the priest. And that part in and of itself can be very scary. Confessing. Not only saying our sins to another person in order for them to hear and know of our failures and our choices against God's love and mercy and grace, but we also have to hear ourselves. Speak on our own behalf our weakness. Speak on our own behalf the decisions that we've made that allow us to fall away or become lax in our faith. But when we look at it as truly as the Sacrament of Penance, this is the part that most people are afraid of, but it really is the part that really puts together for us God's gift and love in this sacrament. The penance is the opportunity to act upon not the sin which left a hole in the love of God, but acting upon the mercy and grace that we receive to further the mission that we failed to do. The penance is never really that severe. The penance is usually a penance that allows us to begin a new habit. Maybe it's a new habit of prayer, or a new habit of kindness, or a new habit of charity. So I encourage you to use the sacrament, whether we call it the Sacrament of Reconciliation, confession, or penance. All three of these aspects are very important. We, the priests, pretty much have heard all sins in all different formats. I always tell you when I hear the confessions of second graders, it's like being bombed with popcorn, because their sins are so gentle, but they confess them with such great sincerity. The children, as they get a little bit older, are trying to be a little bit more specific in the types of confessions and the sins that they want to share in reconciliation. one day a little boy came in and he began his confession, of course, confessing that he fought with his brother, disobeyed his parents, and then he confessed the sin of adultery. Well, I paused for a moment thinking, okay, the sin of adultery. So as calmly as I could, even though my heart was racing, I said to the young man, I said, how do you understand the sin of adultery? He said, oh, that's just simply when you act like an adult. How telling is that? That many sins are because we as adults have forgotten to be careful with our thoughts, our words, and mostly our actions in front of others. So when you're examining your conscience, remember, it's the sins of omission as well as the sins for which we physically or act in and through our own lives. So what I want to do is end this video with letting you know what the schedule for the Sacrament of Reconciliation is going to be, and also where you can find Father Ron Yao and I. Remember, if you're going to come to confession and your confession is going to be lengthy, it would be better, like this person, to wait till last.
One hour later.
Yes.
Father, I'm the last one. This may take a while.
Thank you, dear. The schedule will be quite simple, just to keep everybody on the same page. So remember, it's in times like these that saints are forged. So let us be forged into saints through this wonderful and great sacrament of God's love and mercy. And then we can prepare for Easter and stay safe in the Lord.